AP poll top 25 is out, and where did the SEC set up? Check out here next. Hello and welcome to another episode of Southern Football Clash. I'm your host, Justin Johnson. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Of course, everybody has heard about today, about the AP Top 25 has come out. And guys, look, this thing is never great and never should it ever be, because I think the people who vote on these things don't watch a whole lot of football. So I wouldn't get into it too hard. I wouldn't be triggered by it. Just let's go on it. This is where the SEC teams sit. Let's go ahead and look at your top SEC team that sits at number 3, Georgia. Look, Georgia's got some returning players next year that's going to be really good for them. First of all, they got Gunnar Stockton coming back. They added a wide receiver from Georgia Tech, Isaiah. You also got London Humphreys, and then you got White Heldon. Hey, look, these guys are going to bring some keys in for this. You're glad these guys come back. Can't forget about Nate Frazier. He had 173 attempts last year for 947 yards, for 5 yards an attempt and 6 touchdowns. I think he's going to be even better this year. Let's also look at Chris Cole on the defensive side, linebacker, 35 solos, 4 sacks. 4.5 sacks. Glad to have that. The defense for the Georgia team is supposed to be really tough this year. It's supposed to be like peak Georgia. It's supposed to be one of the best defenses, but one of the best defense. And in some time, they say even better than the past, Georgia defense. So we'll have to see on that. They also have Robinson quarterback coming back. He's got 13 solo. He had 13 solo last year. Had 4 interceptions and 7 pass deflections. Really like to see him back. And also you got Jamarlee Ridley. Please don't quote me on that. I'm trying to get better at that. He's a transfer from East Carolina. He had 3 interceptions last year and 38 solos last year. So you really like to see them right there. They Georgia, and it's crazy that none of the SEC teams got any first place or got any, first place votes. You think Georgia would have got some, or either Texas. But that's going to take me to my next team. That's number 5, and that's Texas. Yes, Texas Longhorn, Arch Manning, Ryan Wingo, Cam Coleman, Hollywood, Smothers. Yes, that is the offense. It's supposed to be the most explosive offense this year. And we're going to see how that goes. They got a lot going on for them. I know they're ready to come back. Let's see if Sarkisian can do it this year. Everybody says, look, they got all this money, but you got to use all that money. Can you get into the playoffs? We'll have to see. Defense, they got Colin Simmons. He got 23 solos last year and had 12 sacks. He had 3 forced fumbles. That was really good by him. This guy was defensive end. You also had Regime Biles. He 39 solo, 4.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles and 2 interceptions. He's a transfer from Pittsburgh. Also, we got Jalen McDonald. I had this all in my head. I could say his name before this. I promise you I could, but now that I get on here, I can't say his name. But McDonald. He's a safety, 49 solos, 3 interceptions, 3 pass deflections. I know you guys like to see that. Texas is going to come back and be real strong. I think they're going to do better than they did last year. But toward the end of the last year, they started to pick up speed, and a lot of people argued that they should have been in. But, hey, you got to win some of those games. You probably should have beat Florida last year, and you could have been in for sure for these guys. So Texas number 5, I don't think that's too bad for them. I think a lot of people are shocked that they were not higher. But, hey, you got to prove yourself. So let's look at number 8, Texas A&M. Bring back Marcel Reed, Mario Craver. These guys, you're looking at a team, and this quarterback can be a lot better this year. I believe in these guys. I think they're going to be just fine. I think they're going to be right back where they are. And then, of course, at number 9, you got Ole Miss. Number 9, Ole Miss. Of course, you got the top quarterback last year in the SEC, Trinidad Chambliss. Then you got the running back, Keywan Lacey, bad running dude who put up 1,500 rushing yards last year. Got some threats on this team at number 9. I think the Texas A&M and Ole Miss could be higher. I think they actually should be higher. But I mean, look at the teams that are in front of them. I mean, look at Oregon. Oregon's sitting number 2. And don't worry, I'm going to get to them about something. You want to put them so high on a horse, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But don't worry, I'm going to get into some of these teams and some of these other teams and the Big Ten and all this other stuff. Miami's at number 7, and what I think is Miami should be a lot higher. I mean, of course they do have to. He got a new quarterback. So we'll see how he does. Let's go on down to number 10, which is Oklahoma. Hey, you got Oklahoma coming back. That defense last year was really tough. You got John Mateer. You got Isaiah Santana, crazy good receiver. Like I said, John Mateer was playing with 9 fingers last year, and he was doing real good and was up for, big talks for Heisman until he broke his thumb. And so, how does he look after that this year? People say, he was healed, but how healed really was he? Going through a whole season, a whole SEC schedule season, and having a broke thumb. I'd like to see them bounce back. I think they're going to be really tough. Number 11, LSU. Hey, I don't know if we're just riding the Lane Kiffin train or what it is, but and I can see where this team could be really explosive, and that defense could be really good as well. You got Sam Leavitt, led the Arizona State to the playoffs. The guy's supposed to be, is he everything that he's supposed to be? We'll see about it. They're supposed to be really tough. So Lane Kiffin, we'll see what he does. I don't know. I'm not going to say yeah or no until I see what they can do. I can't say nothing upon this. Number 13, my Roll Tide, Alabama. Yeah, I like them right here. This is you got to step up. We still got a quarterback battle going on, and then running back just got hurt for AK Deer. EJ Crowell been really I don't know what's going on with him. But a lot of people ain't talking about Daniel Hill. It's like we just wrote him off. I think this guy's still being explosive, and a lot of people think that Keelan Russell's going to get this quarterback. But what happens if it's Austin Mack? I think either way we got 2 good quarterbacks coming out of there. So Alabama, number 13. I like right there. That's fine. All right. To find the next SEC team, we got to go all the way down to number 20, and that's Tennessee. They got a quarterback battle going on right now. We're going to see what's going on with them. Josh Heupel, I think you've got to get him in the playoffs this year, or you're going to be in some trouble. Am I talking hot seat? Maybe. But, Josh Heupel's a real good guy. He's a really good coach. I think he's a great mind. But he's just got to get over that hump. Got to get into the playoffs. And of course at number 25, you got Missouri. Yeah, Eli Drinkwitz, I think they're going to bring it back. You got Austin, quarterback. He coming from Ole Miss. They're going to put him up on their lineup now and see what he can do. Heck, if Lane Kiffin said he was a good quarterback, and Lane Kiffin's put out good quarterbacks. We'll see how that goes. Just look at Jackson Dart and look at Trinidad Chambliss. You got some guys going right there. But yeah, that's the SEC teams that are in the top, that are in the top 25 for the AP polls. Let's talk about something. We're going to talk about how Oregon was, so good, and why we got them at number 2. I don't understand. People want to talk how bad other teams were because they got blown out by Indiana, but Oregon got blew out last year. We're not going to actually talk about that. Ohio State, I like them at number 1. That's fine. This team has been really tough for the past next year. Notre Dame at number 4. Yeah, if you want to put crybabies up there, yeah, that's totally fine. And get everything handed to them. They talk about how they're big, bad, independent Notre Dame, but then they're going to run around and go to the ACC and say, hey, why didn't you vouch for us? Well, you're not in our conference in football, you bunch of idiots. So, yeah, Notre Dame, there you go. You're the biggest crybaby. Plus, you got a deal saying that, hey, as long as you're in the top 12, when it comes to all of that, who's going to be in the top 12 at the end of the year for the committee to make adjustment, you can't get kicked out no matter what, even if you have some sorry wins and you got the number 1 easiest schedule in college football. Yeah. So, yeah, you just pick your teams, keep picking Grass State and beating the crap out of them every year, keep getting in for God knows what. Look, I know you got good players on the team, and I'm not doubting that. And a lot of people say, hey, even if they did play good teams, I think somebody said something stupid the other day. I can't believe what I heard. It's like if somebody said, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what they said. They said if Notre Dame was in the SEC, they would go undefeated. I heard that somewhere. Now, I think you've lost your mind completely if you're thinking that. I think you've completely lost your mind. I think Carr's a really good quarterback, but come on now. Come on. Come on. All right. Also, I want to talk about Penn State number 18. Yeah, that's Penn State's fine right there, but you have the second easiest schedule in college football. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Indiana at number 6. A lot of people think that's diabolical. I think I said that right. But, I mean, you lost a lot of players, guys. Come on. I mean, if a SEC team had done this, you'd throw them all the way down the list. But Indiana, number 6, that's fine. What are you complaining about? Why are you crying? They're still in the top 10. People are like, if you put them number 6, you're just completely wrong. Let's see. Fernando Mendoza's gone and all those top players, those 28, 30-year-old players are gone. Let's see how some young players get in there and do, okay, before we start throwing a fit. They're still number 6. I come down a little bit. It's just AP polls. Let's come down just a little bit. But, yeah, that's the ones I wanted to talk about, get into today, and talk about this top 25 poll right here. SEC teams, what do you think about it? Anybody, what do you think about your team? 1 through 25. Do you think they should be placed there? You think they should be higher, lower? Do you think they should not even be there? I don't know. I appreciate you guys for watching another episode of Southern Football Clash. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. I got a jersey coming in. It's going to be made, going to be kind of spiffy up here, trying to get some things made, kind of get a little bit of the Southern Football Clash pizzazz going on. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the views. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.